Now it's showing us.
Welcome to Entertainment is Dead. I am your host, Chuck. We're in the 60s for our episodes. And I'm just so happy to be here.
It's like,
Tonight,
situational, this is what you should do.
We're going to talk about the new Destiny expansion. We're going to talk about game sequels we really like if we get around to it. And first of all, we're going to talk about GamerCon, Salt Lake City Gaming Con.
Yeah.
I want to get that right. It happened this last weekend, and about everybody except for me got to go. Really happy about it. So we got some good feedback. Can't wait to hear about it. And to give us feedback tonight, I've got Mandy, Vance, and Steve. Say hello to the people.
Hey.
What's up, guys? You notice Mandy's a real person tonight? You can see
her.
She's
I have a face today.
Legitimately in the flesh.
But first, before we get into the Salt Lake City Gaming Con, I just want to really quick go around. What's everybody been playing this week? One game. Go.
Who?
Mandy, go. Whoever. What was the last game you played?
Mandy.
Mass Effect. Yeah. I never have played it before, so I'm starting out the whole, number one. So I'm doing the backwards compatible on Xbox One, and it's awesome. I'm a huge fan.
Does it upconvert?
The quality's not awesome, but I think it's maybe a little bit better than when it first came out. But
I think if you played it on a smaller TV, it'd probably look better.
Probably. Yeah. My 70-incher beast in the background.
Brag about it, jeez.
What? Just kidding. Anyway.
Was that a 480p game?
I don't even know what that means. Oh, quality.
No, I think it was 720.
I have no idea.
It came out on the 360. I doubt if it was 480.
I think it was 720.
Was it 360, 720?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had HDMI out. And it had originally the original Xbox had the component. I don't think it had HDMI, but the later editions of the 360 had
They
HDMI.
have converted it like halfway through or whatever.
Used the upscaling or whatever. All right, Vance, what have you been playing?
That's a good question. A lot of League of Legends and a lot of Heroes of the Storm.
Are you platinum level?
No, I did my. It's horrible. It's the biggest travesty that's ever happened, man. I lost every promo match.
I don't know.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I went 0 and 10, and I
don't know what that means.
So you do 10 matches to find out where you're gonna be on the ladder
for the season.
Yeah, for the well, to start you out on the season. So now I got to climb out of silver again. I was bummed, dude. I don't know why it did that to me.
Wouldn't that
Every
make
game
it easier for you though to climb?
You still got to climb.
But don't you only have to get X amount of wins to level up or whatever?
Yeah, but it takes on average, like if you're making 25 points per win, it'll take you 4 games to get into relegation and you got to remember there's 5 brackets for every tier. So if you're in silver and I'm in silver 3, which sucks, so I still got to go 5 games, or I got to go 4 games till I get into relegation. I get into relegation, I got to win the best 2 out of 3. And then I go into silver 2. And then
Can I just say I want to take a nap in your chair?
Dude, this thing's a hammock, bro.
Oh my god. I just want to like get in that chair.
It looks so comfy. I mean, that little extra pillow for the neck support, I like it.
It looks like I could just
lower back too. Should we give everybody a good look at it real quick?
Please show off your chair. Show us where you sit for 10 hours a day.
Yeah, show us the chair. Man. Turn it around. Show me the back.
Lift her up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Show me the legs. Show me a little bit of leg.
Those blacks are so deep. I mean, look at how dark it is. Where's the lumbar support? Shouldn't there be little wavy things though?
Oh, we don't need any. We need the extra lumbar.
I feel like it should have racing stripes. It's just so fast.
It kind of does, like those little contoured lines. It's to like accentuate the figure.
It's
very you got it strung through your fucking chair. How much was that chair?
300.
He got a sweet deal because they're like $500. So DX Racer, if you would like to see all of us in your amazing chairs, feel free to send us 4 or 5 of them, and we will talk about.
Are they really? So listen, I mean, my namesake isn't just like my namesake. I really do sweat a lot. So imagine what my chair is like. I mean, I sweat a lot here, so imagine the lower area and what goes into that chair.
It's not fabric, right? It's like leather.
Mine is
pleather.
No, mine's fabric because it's the lower end one. But the leather ones, you can buy the Zero series. The Zero series are a little bit more expensive. They're like 600, 700.
You use white.
But yeah, they're leather. I don't know. I really like the cloth, to be honest with you. So, that's just my preference.
That'd be a cool
I sat
thing.
the Zeros.
We should talk to those guys and see if they give one away for the Lupus stream.
Yeah,
You never know.
I mean, we can give it away right into my basement.
Right.
They're kind of a big deal nowadays. Like every pro gamer is using DX Racer or they're using Maxonomic.
Yeah.
So
and they're also wearing those gunner shades with the yellow things.
those they work, but
Do they really?
Playing, they do work. If you're playing like dude, I remember we had a 48-hour LAN party, dude, and about 16 hours into it, I'm like, I gotta go to bed, dude. My eyes are killing me. So I took a nap and I woke up. My eyes were still bothering me, but I put on some gunners and I was like, holy shit, I feel better. Like my headache went away. And
I've always just kind of made fun of them, but I've legitimately never actually tried them.
No, they actually work. Now, whether or not they're worth $80 is completely up to you.
$80?
Yeah, for a pair of good gunners.
That's a
$80.
joke.
Lance, what have you been playing this week that you needed gunners for?
Me? Oh.
Lance.
Obviously Destiny. I've been sinking a little bit more time in Last of Us. I want to finish it pretty soon here. I'm kind of getting to this point. Like I went 8-1 last week on trials, and I'm kind of losing steam just because. I mean, the expansion is going to come out in a couple weeks, and it's kind of like, if you know your shit's going to be, not worth anything, it's going to be obsolete in a couple weeks, then what's the point of actually doing it? Although I do really want to go to Mercury, so
I've got more to hit on that. Like how I've been playing Destiny recently. But yeah, that's what I've been playing this week: Hearthstone and Destiny. You have something against my Hearthstone?
No. It's Dylan King was like, Mandy subbing for Tom, pro or con?
Pro.
I said it's a pro as of right now, but I mean when we start talking about something other than Destiny,
we've
talk
got
to me later.
We've got a little less beard, but it's nice to have Mandy on.
I can do this.
There you go. Tie it in a knot. That would be awesome.
Do the mustache too.
I know, that's the best.
It's a faux beard.
I used to have super long hair, but then I chopped it. But I could do a rad beard face.
You have longer hair than all the men on here combined. What
It's
do you mean?
true.
Speaking of which, I got a damn haircut and I'm really mad about it. I was trying to do a man bun, and I had enough to get a man bun right here. And I walked out into the bedroom and looked at Brooke, and Brooke looked at me and she said, I need to cut my hair.
I'm surprised she just didn't chop it off for you.
She was like, you got to do something about that. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
But
pull it up in a man bun.
I know, right? Well, she did let me do a college try on it, and it just doesn't fit me. I'm too big. I'm too big and burly already. I don't need any more
I thought you were gonna grow it out for the Hound cosplay.
Oh, that would have been badass. I can always just wear a wig.
That's true.
Little bud. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I've been playing. I think we should move on past that. All right. So, one of the big things I want to discuss this week. Oh, wait, we probably need to do GamerCon first. Let's do that first. GamersCon. Let's just get that out of the way. So, let's start with Vance. Vance, tell me about your experience there and what you thought of everything.
Okay, so first let's go over the pros. It's always good to give a couple compliments before you go into a critique, and I think that one, Salt Lake City doesn't have a major, in my opinion, they don't have a major LAN party. You know what I mean? They don't have a major tournament scene. Like the LCS doesn't make a stop here or anything else. So it was awesome to see a local tournament, and that's what they did really well. And they did a great job at running all the tournaments. It didn't seem like anybody was yelling and screaming at each other. It was very calm. The leaderboards, the ones that I saw, the Halo tournament, the Call of Duty tournament, the League of Legends tournament, the Dota tournament, they were all ran really well. The one thing that they didn't do well, though, is that the broadcasters or the shoutcasters that they were using were only shoutcasting on the internet. So you had this big TV in the viewing area for the Dota and the League of Legends tournament, and you could see the two guys talking back and forth, but you couldn't hear it. So whoever the brilliant jackass was that was like, hey, let's make it silent. It was just a horrible, horrible, horrible idea. And it would have been nice to hear the shoutcasters. It would have been nice to get a little more information on the local teams that are trying to come up and get into the LCS. because I guess one of the big teams, AKA Gaming, which is the one that put on the League of Legends tournament, I guess they're a pretty big team. You know, they have a coach, and they have money backing them, and they have fancy jerseys. It would have been nice to kind of get to know them a little bit more and see if they're actually LCS quality.
They have jerseys for gaming?
Yeah.
Like a
yeah.
football jersey?
Oh, it's a thing.
Oh my god.
They played the International for $18 million this
Are
weekend.
you kidding me?
$18 million, Mandy.
The winning
Are you
team went
kidding
home
me
with
to
$7
play a damn
million.
video game?
How many people are on a team?
Oh
5.
my gosh.
5. 18 mil divided by 5 people,
That is
Mandy.
ridiculous.
No.
I wonder how much.
No, the winners take home 6.6. So EG Gaming won that, but 5 guys, 6.6 million 5 ways. You're an instant millionaire.
That is a
17, 18.
freaking joke.
For like
There's tons of money in esports.
how many months is it like a league season? Like how many months do they play?
Well, the international works way differently than League of Legends. The international is there's all kinds of little Dota tournaments everywhere, and then there's online play, there's ladder play and whatnot. And basically, Valve gets together and says, okay, these are the teams we're going to invite. These are the winningest teams of all the tournaments that are going on right now. So we're just going to invite. I think it's a round of 16 or 32. I think it's 32 teams, and then it gets worked down to 16, and then then it goes down to 8, and then the 8 is what you see broadcasted, and then the top 4 round robin. League of Legends works way differently. League of Legends is an actual series or a league. You know what I mean? Riot owns it. So Riot basically, they don't own the teams, but they pay the teams a salary. So if you're a professional League of Legends player, you automatically make $60,000 a year. Bam.
Holy hell, that is absurd to play video games. Oh my gosh.
Not just play video games. You need to be the best at that game.
You need to be the
And that has to be the only thing you're good at.
If you get paid equivalent to like a normal job, then yeah, you're gonna play video games all freaking day long.
But-
That's insane.
But do you think those
Other
guys,
than
do you think they play it to enjoy it? I mean, it's their job. Like they're probably
Yeah.
like trying to perfect it. They don't want to make mistakes, and
Oh my God.
it's probably super stressful. Like
that is insane.
to us, where we're like, oh, I'd love to play games all the time, but it's like, but it's not our job. Like our lives don't.
It's our
depend-
hobby. It's
Yeah.
it's my unwind.
Like
so.
feeding my kids isn't reliant on me being good at games. Like
Well, dude,
It's any kind of
Game-
performance job, though. I think would come with the same stress, like if you're a NASCAR racer or a
exotic
professional
dancer.
basketball player.
Same
Well,
thing.
yeah, I mean, if that's
so I
your
gotta
thing,
turn
I'm
left,
not going to judge.
and then I gotta turn left again, and
No, you
then I
gotta
turn left,
really, really fast, man.
and then I
Really
gotta go
fast.
fast, and then turn left again.
dude, Thunder Alley's no joke, man. No, but
Anyway.
it's awesome to see gaming kind of. I think there's been a really narrow-minded view of gaming in North America, and that is gaming only serves a purpose as entertainment. That's it. It's something that I play on my own, and I don't have really, you know what I mean? It's something maybe I'll play with friends online and whatnot. And all of a sudden, now we're seeing it become a huge business. 80 million
It's
players play
ridiculous.
between North America and Europe. That's just North America and Europe.
Mm.
You know, we have no idea how many are playing in China and Korea and everything. So it kind of gives you an idea of scale that
None.
League of Legends is. You know, League of Legends, there could be 400 million players. We just don't know. So it's, you know, is it weird to us as North Americans? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've been watching the professional scene forever. But anyway, going back to the point. Rewind.
What?
Going back, it's nice to see a tournament in Salt Lake City that's actually paying money, that's actually giving local teams some
How much money did
exposure.
they pay out?
You know, I didn't see what the payout was. I think it was 1,000, 2,000, something like that.
That's
Nothing
cool.
big. Yeah.
Nothing big. Yeah, that'd be sweet,
That'd be
though.
fun. I mean, for a
for
weekend,
these
you get.
amateurs, right? These guys who
Yeah.
Sure.
have never
Sure.
played in a
It's
competitive
just money that
scene
goes
before.
back into team funding. You know, it's just
Cool.
money for travel expenses. You know, you could use that tournament as a springboard for a bigger tournament. You know.
Yeah. What are your other thoughts about Gaming Con? What else, other than the gaming, what did you see?
So I saw a lot of the vendors. Like, there's a lot of guys that are trying to pitch new board games and stuff. And hold on a second. Where's my wallet? I was gonna pitch them on the show. Shoot, man, I don't have my wallet here. Anyway, but there was a lot of those, and I think there's a lot of great indie ideas coming out of Utah. There's a lot of great ideas
Oh.
for board games and for card
Dude.
games.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of great artwork. The biggest problem was there was empty booth space,
Oh, all over the place.
which is
Oh, yeah.
which is not acceptable at a con. Just give it away. And if you can't give it away within a reasonable time, because I know we got booth space. Did they say we got
No,
one?
moving on from that.
Okay.
Let's just move on from that.
So there was a few vendors that I talked to, and they were like, "Yeah, I got the notice 2 days in advance that I got a booth," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So the management for this GameCon, if they watch this podcast, if they take anything from this podcast, which one of 4 people watching it right now, get your act together, quit smoking pot and playing video games, and do what you got to do at least for a couple months. That way, GamingCon can be something we're proud of. Because as of right now, GamingCon was a joke, except for the tournament.
I have a different take on it. My take is that for their first startup year, I think that they learned a shiz ton about their market and about how to do it. So I think that they saw how much success that the Comic-Con had, and I think that they kind of tried to make it that big. Because I went to a couple panels, and one of the panels was the Assassin's Creed panel, and I walked in, and I sent you guys a picture, and it's in their main stage area, and it was empty. They had seriously probably 600 chairs set up, and there were like 15 people in the chairs. And this was for one that was right before when I walked in. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I walk in, sat on the front row. There was no line or anything to get there. And the people were, I felt kind of bad for the guests. They were really like cool people. One of the voices of, oh my gosh, I'm going to blank on their names. The guy does the voice, the main guy for, I think his name is Adam Jensen on Deus Ex. I've never played the game, but he was there. He played Ezio's brother in Assassin's Creed 2. And then the girl plays the new, she played, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. She played the main female character in the
newest one,
yeah.
Unity.
And they were both really cool, but I felt really bad for them because she was like, do you guys even need to have the mics? Like, do I even need to use the mic for this? And we're like, maybe a little bit, but like it was that empty that she could almost not use it. On the front row, I could hear her just fine, but everybody else was a little harder. But I think that the Gaming Con expected the same kind of turnout as Comic Con, which is okay, but I don't think they advertised. That was their one downfall, I think. I think that when people that represented did a really good job, and of the booths that I saw, I actually was really impressed. There were a couple games that looked awesome. There was one called Clash Knots, I think it was called Crash Knots.
Yeah.
They were really cool. They're part of the Utah Gamers Guild. They had you have 4 characters, and you can all kind of like do capture the flag or a little assault, different stuff. It was really neat, and you could customize your characters like a different head for the body and feet and stuff. And I think they're going to be involved with us for the Lupus. The other game that was rad that everybody, like there was a huge crowd around, and I didn't get a chance to play it because there was so many people, was called Dub Wars. Did you guys see that one?
That looks
oh my
so
gosh,
cool.
It looked so cool. They're from Provo. So if you didn't see it, basically it is your little tiny character, a little like starship thing, and your screen it has like a big circular level, at least the one that I saw, and you have dub smash music going on, and it's freaking awesome. And they had big speakers, and it was just the perfect like party kind of ambiance you'd want to have with like friends and stuff. And even if you're not playing it, like the whole crowd was like into it. And the guy's your little like starship shoots its guns to the beat of the music. And it was super cool because like you can't do anything other than like avoid the people and then like shoot at them when the music hits. So you're kind of at the mercy of the music. But it was really cool, and I actually really liked like how they had their stuff set up. The artists didn't have a ton more to represent than they did at Comic-Con, but if you didn't go to Comic-Con and you decided to go to Gaming Con, then it was very new. I bought a shirt, and I didn't want to because I was avoiding it, but I saw it at T-Turtle, and I kind of had to because it was an amazing Jon Snow shirt.
I still think it should have blood on it.
No, don't say that. That makes me
Snow
really sad.
Angel, like he should have blood everywhere behind him. I mean, he's not really dead. Everybody knows he's not dead.
No. But I know it's a great shirt though. But I think, and I know what you're saying. Like I think that for me, I liked it a lot because my expectations were pretty low because they didn't advertise, and I didn't really know what to expect. I was truthfully, because it's in the San Diego Center. It's a lot smaller of a venue, so I expected it to be smaller than at the Salt Palace. But overall, I would say that like out of a 10 score, I think that I would give him at least like a 6 or 7. I would say like a high 6, if not a 7.
Well, so let me ask you this, Mandy. Would you, or actually Vance too, but I already kind of pretty much have an idea of what the answer is. If you had to pay to go, what would you feel like would you have paid? What was the cost of tickets for that? Does anybody know?
It was $20 for
25 bucks for a 3-day.
It was 20 for Thursday, and then 25 for Friday, and 25 for Saturday. For me, I would probably pay $20 to go to it.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we were given, press passes, which is awesome of them to let us do that and give them coverage and all that exposure. But yeah, I would probably pay for it.
Vance, would you have paid for it?
Yeah, I agree. $20. $20. I'd go to it for $20. My biggest thing was, you found like there was a rumor that the guy that was running it wasn't even there on Saturday. You know what I mean? So I don't know, from disgruntled booth guys to, and I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I think the booths were awesome. I went by Dub Wars. I know Alan Stevenson. I know a lot of the guys are working on Dub Wars and whatnot. So it was a lot of fun to see their game out. It was a lot of fun to see the Crash Not game out and whatnot. But you kind of heard their discontent with everything that was going on too, and I kind of felt for them. I'm like, yeah, you had to deal with this atrocious management that just for whatever reason they just couldn't get themselves together or get themselves compiled enough to be able to serve everybody's demands. You know what I mean? And it's just a huge difference between him and Dan Farr. Dan Farr's the guy that runs Comic-Con, and Dan Farr's all over. His team that he's got going, they get back to you in a timely manner. They take care of their vendors. They take care of their artists. They do. But
they're also bigger though, and they've done it a few times. Like Comic-Con's first round, if you remember, was rough. Like they had the fire alarm pulled a couple times. They had way too, not pulled, but called out because they had way too many people they didn't plan on. Theirs is not perfect, but I would say that they probably had more I think they probably had a better handle on it because they had bigger names involved too.
All right. In the interest of time, we're going to kind of move on. Steve, what do you have to say about?
Overall, $25 got you a 3-day pass. If you wanted to go all 3 days, it was $25, and I think it's well worth it. There were really cool vendors that maybe you didn't get to see. Yes, there was empty space, and that sucks. And I'm sure Gamescom reached out to people. Like the PlayStation booth, they were able to get a PlayStation rep. Her name was Bree. She's super nice. And then they had GameStop employees running it with them. They put that together in 3 or 4 days. The first day I went there, I went in a little bit before the doors open, and I talked with a lot of people. And a lot of people were just excited to talk to people, right? Reaching out, letting people see their games that they wouldn't normally get exposure to.
Sure.
And I think for its first year, I think it went as well as I kind of expected. I didn't go in there thinking it was going to be great, but I think it was worth the value of $25.
Sure.
The people I saw playing the tournaments were enjoying themselves. Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, Magic the Gathering tournaments, the CSGO tournaments. People were like, "This is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. A place where I could come and play my games and stuff like that."
And meet new people doing it too.
I got to see a lot of cosplayers. We have the pictures up on our website and on our Facebook. I'm kind of scrolling through some pictures right now. If you're watching stream, you can kind of see some of the stuff we took. But there was an awesome Warlock who did a girl.
Oh, Destiny.
Was that a Void Fang vestment she was wearing?
Awesome.
Well, she has Void Fang vestment and a Light of the Abyss helmet and a Hawk.
Yeah.
So she's got 3 exotics.
Nice. That was pretty sweet. I saw that and I was really impressed.
So I want to say it's Melody Wise Cosplay is who did that. We chatted for a bit. There was this really cool League of Legends cosplay. This guy hand built all by himself.
The Ezreal.
Is that what that dude is with the Mega Man cannon?
Yeah, it's Ezreal.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I'm League of Legends. I was like, sure, man. Whatever you say.
You got to remember, there's a million skins for every champion.
And then there was this couple that did a Captain America couple, and they were from the Renaissance Green America something, IRAF something Foundation. Anyway, Intermountain Renaissance something. Anyway, they're super cool guys. And then there was vendors like the what do you call them? The Truffle Shop?
Truffle Chocolate?
Truffle Cottage. They had some handmade,
those are awesome,
custom-made video game chocolates.
My favorite one that I saw at Comic-Con last was the cube, the little heart cube from Portal. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I wanted to buy it so bad, but then I'm like, I couldn't eat it. I would never have to eat that. I'd have to keep it forever.
So,
and then your kid would eventually eat it someday.
And I'd be so pissed.
That kid would get beat.
So overall, I think for a first-year con, there wasn't a gigantic turnout, but I think for the people who did pay, I mean, $25, every ticket it looked like you got a shirt. I saw tons of people getting shirts.
I didn't get one.
Did you pay?
I didn't get one.
Were you pressed or did you buy?
No, I bought. I paid.
Oh!
A 3-day pass?
I chose to support. I chose to support. I said, well, I could get... No one told me about the press passes. Well, I just went in. And paid.
Well, that was nice.
No,
I didn't give you a shirt.
That's yeah, dude, it was horrible. I was like, you know what? But the thing is, I believe in it, and I think that's the big thing people need to take away. Like, yes, dude, I'm dogging on it. Yes, I'm critiquing it. But at the same time, do I want to see it next year? Hell yes, I do. I want to see it bigger. I want to see it better. I want to see it well done. You know, it's not the con. Yeah, it's the one con I would get the most excited about.
Mm-hmm. And I think the only way it's going to get big is through people like us. I saw a billboard for the convention. I was like, is that their advertisement? Like, I saw a billboard like on the highway for Gamescon.
Oh, I didn't see anything.
And I was like, oh, and then tons of Facebook stuff. But I'm friends with a couple of the people that were running it, and so I see their posts all the time anyway. But I think if enough of us enjoyed it, and I would definitely go again. Even if I didn't get a press badge, it seems like I would pay $25 to go. And
did anybody pay to, or did anybody go to Geeks when it was here? Because I wanted to go, and then they canceled the year I wanted to go.
Wasn't it the one ran by PC Laptops?
No, it was ran by. I think they were involved, but it was like Media One or something like that.
Well, Media One does. Media One does Comic-Con now. That's the company that does Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Apparently, whatever the VIG cost is who got the shirts, fans. My mistake. That's why I didn't get
okay, VIG. See, that makes more sense.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay,
very
so the
important
VIG...
gamers. You're not a very important gamer.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
So one thing I thought...
Those tickets were $45.
Yeah. I wonder what the other...
Oh, really?
I wonder what the other perks were. I don't know.
Oh.
But one thing, like Mandy was saying, like, I wanted to go to the Assassin's Creed panel. They had, like, Amber Goldfarb, who, in Assassin's Creed Unity, did the Marie... however you say her French last name. And in Black Flag, she was Aveline, the
yes,
Croatian. What is she? Jamaican? French lady assassin. So it's cool. Like
they were both super cool. Like I got to take a picture with them afterwards. I was chatting with them. Like other than doing like their voice acting and stuff, like they're super cool, normal people.
And that's something I like more. When the convention's smaller, right? You have a chance to actually go to those panels and talk with the people in a small setting. I
will say though that they had a turnout of some super like creepers there as well. I was talking to Randy on the phone. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
When I went to go and like chat with the panel people, this guy was like right next to me, like around like right next. And like took my picture for me, of this dude, whatever, cool, thanks, buddy. But then he followed me to the next chick to talk to her and like to take a picture for me again. And I'm like, cool. And he like, bless his awkward nerdy heart. He's kind of one of those where you're like, okay, we should probably get you out in public more. Like it was bad. And I'm like, I'm not with him, but I didn't want to say that and be like a dick. But oh my gosh, there were several like that. But let me just tell you, nerds that are, if you're watching, just talk to people normal. You don't have to be weird.
One thing I thought was cool too, that again there was no advertising about, but the Honest Trailer guys were there. So the people who do
I love those.
The Honest Trailers
I didn't see them.
Yeah, they had their panel and they did the overhead announcements and they were like, the guy that did the voice did a whole bunch of them. And then they were kind of where the booths were set up for the people that did panels. They were right next to him. The Honest Trailers. So I was like,
dang it!
Holy shit!
I'll tell you a rumor of somebody that they had talked about getting, but I'm guessing wasn't available. They talked about bringing Hodor, sorry,
to DJ. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
because he's a DJ and like, where is he?
Really?
Oh yeah, he has like stars.
Does he just do Hodor?
He has stars tattooed on his face, and he's a DJ.
Like really tattooed on his face?
Yeah, he has stars tattooed on his face.
They just covered it up for the show?
Yeah.
Movie
magic.
Wow. His set is something like I forgot the name of his set. It's some Game of Thrones, though. It's like Rave of Thrones or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Christian Nairn is his name.
Yeah, I think his set is called Rave of Thrones.
He's Irish.
That's amazing.
And it's awesome. That would have been pretty sweet. But anyway,
Yeah.
for Gamescon,
Maybe next year. So
for a first year, I thought it was good.
Next year they're doing it June 2nd through the 4th, the same weekend as FantasyCon. So in the same place. Yeah. So who knows? I mean, it's in the same building, so it's kind of weird.
Maybe we'll sell a dual ticket. That would be kind of.
I think that'd be awesome.
That's what Randy and I were talking about.
$40 to go to FantasyCon and Gamescon. It's like, I'm waiting for.
FantasyCon was
it's
really
like
good.
Disneyland, you know, like
it's a park hopper pass. It's like, oh, there's this panel at 2:00 I want to go see, and I've already seen all these vendors. I'm gonna go over to FantasyCon.
Yeah. Sweet.
One vendor that I really would like to see at Gamescom would be, I would like to see a gaming company there. Sell me video games, or let me try accessories, right? Let me try a Razer mouse that I've never used before. Or
it's tough because things have changed, man. Like, it's just not the same. Like, I mean, so much digital media out there now. It's almost like it's fading out. But maybe if they had like a classic vendor, which I'm assuming they didn't have. Did they have anybody that was selling classic games there, Steve?
No one sold any video games there.
I didn't see any.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see
no
any
video games to buy.
I mean, Microsoft had like the games, the briefcases.
Did you see those cool clamshell things, man? They were awesome.
Those are called games. It's like GEAMS.
Yeah, it's this weird thing, but it's like a laptop screen, like bigger maybe.
With an Xbox.
With like an Xbox strapped in there.
Haster's Hobbies or Heebie-Jeebies or somebody should have got on that.
Yeah, I mean, a place where it's like, cool, I played this game, I'd like to buy it now. Or I wore this headset, or I use this controller, I'd like to purchase one now. Like,
yeah.
And granted, I'm sure they reached out to like Astro and Razer and those kind of people, and the con's not big enough for it to make it worth it yet. But like Best Buy, Target, Walmart,
they should have represented.
There's a chance for you to make some money.
Yeah.
Well, GameSpot or GameStop should have. I mean, there's a million of them in Utah, and it's like.
Oh, totally.
GameStop just got back into retro too.
Well, GameStop was at the PS3 booth.
Were they?
Yeah.
So they were helping out.
Like retro, as in like N64 kind of retro, and like NES retro, or what do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
retro
cool.
game. Atari and all that.
Certain stores are selling them again. Yeah.
Nice.
There's a big market for it.
One thing is that I couldn't take a picture of, but at the PlayStation booth they had the new Rock Band guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't you take a picture?
Because it hasn't been released to the public. And like,
they wouldn't even let you.
I took a photo of it accidentally, and the girl was like, "Hey," like that's how she introduced herself to me. She's like, "Hey, are you taking photos for press?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm with Entertainment Today." She's like, "Cool. I need you to delete that photo. This hasn't been released to the public. You can't take a picture of that." And she like made me delete it in front of her. I was like, "Oh,
that's weird. What does it look like?"
It just
is it a guitar?
It's like more curvy. It's a little more rock starry. I don't know.
Weird.
I didn't play enough Rock Band to honestly be able to tell you.
I love Rock Band.
The next day they end up having signs and saying, you cannot take photos of this item. But it was cool. You could play with it. You could.
So then everybody was taking pictures of it. Don't take a picture of this.
Yeah, I could have gotten a telescope lens and like been on the other side and waited for someone. Anyway, check out our pictures. They're online. They're really cool.
All right.
Everyone likes them.
So let me see what time we're at. I can't tell what time we started.
20 minutes.
Okay, so next I wanted to talk about the Taken King, the new Destiny expansion. So Vance can take a nap because he doesn't believe in that game. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I've been reading about and listening to other people talk about in other podcasts, and I am really excited about some of the things that are coming out. I think, sadly, I'm happy and I'm sad all at the same time, but I think anybody who has not played that game or has kind of scratched the surface of the game, and what I mean by that is somebody like Mandy, who I don't think ever really finished like even leveling out.
She never did the raid.
I didn't do the raid because all my freaking friends were douches, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna play it tonight." When they knew I couldn't, my brother, I'm talking to freaking him, and I got to I started leveling up the light levels, whatever that is. Isn't it 30?
See,
I think I was like a 32. I was like a 32. Whatever, I know, but I need to get. I'm tempted to get it.
So this is what will make this game fun for you again. They're getting rid of that.
Toxic.
Who is?
Mandy's so toxic. I'm just kidding.
Like Britney Spears toxic, or just
no. When you start blaming your teammates, it's like a term you use. Like, oh, teammates toxic, blaming everybody else.
Hey, it's not my fault.
That never is.
So they're, from what I gather, and I could be wrong, so if anybody wants to correct me in chat or anything, they can. They're kind of getting away from having to get gear out of raids and like etheric light and all this other stuff, and it's just going to a leveling base. So you'll just keep leveling. You hit level cap at 40 now, and once you hit level cap, you can still get gear, but that doesn't necessarily determine you hitting level cap.
Okay.
So it looks like a lot, from what I gather, there's going to be some kind of level jump. So if you have, say, a character that's like I have like a level 6 warlock, if you want to, you can pretty much push that guy to 25. 34. If you want to buy it.
Just for fun?
Yeah.
It goes right up to 34 or something.
So they'll give you an item that you can bump up one character all the way to the current max level, which will be 34.
So you just want to play the new content.
It doesn't give you your subclasses or all the skills or anything. It just bumps up your base level.
Why would you want to do it if it doesn't affect like?
If you want to play with your friends.
If you want to play with your buddies. And you want to do the current content, but you'd be really underleveled otherwise.
So, like for me, take for instance my account. I've got
I could
all
do
my
that then.
Right. So, like if you have a space on your account, like on my PlayStation, I only have one max character right now. So I've got a warlock that's like level 6, and I'm debating on doing all the content again. But there's a reason to start from scratch again too, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But anyways, yeah. So basically, I could take that level 7 and make them, a level that everybody else is already playing on if I want to continue a Void Walker or something like that. Now, a good reason to start over is I was kind of concerned about this, but the more I heard people talk about it, it's almost like this game is getting a complete reboot from the ground up. They've got Nolan North to come in and redo all the voiceovers, which I thought that was a complete slap in the face at first. Like, when I first heard him talking about it, I was like, oh, fuck.
Wait,
that's a total slap.
Like
all the Peter Dinklage stuff.
What?
So, yeah.
So anyone who buys the Taken King will never hear, like, once it comes out, when they play the level 1 stuff. I guess in an interview, they said that Peter Dinklage was just unavailable. Like, hey, we need you to come record this line. Like, we came up with this new expansion. We need the ghost to say this line.
Oh,
and that's why he wasn't in the DLCs either. Because he's an actor.
But
Nolan North is a voice actor, who has access to record lines remotely and can send them in and stuff like that.
What has he done in the past?
He does Uncharted, right?
Yeah, he did all the Uncharted.
Okay.
He's done other stuff too. No, it's good for the series. It's there, and the other thing they've talked about too is so many people in that game got underutilized. There's a lot of talk about, and this is probably somewhere that even Tom will jump in on. Everybody that was actually following that game, and it's funny because for me, I've been really disengaged from watching game development over the last few years because of past things that have happened, like things like Fable and all the promises Fable was, all the promises for like Killzone 2, stuff like that. Like there's these big titles that people just throw shit out there and say a bunch of stuff and nothing fucking happened. So I stopped watching development. I stopped watching it. I stopped watching it prior because a finished product is, I mean, I guess I'm guilty of Aliens, Colonial Marines because that's the hype boy in me. Like I love I love Aliens, but anyways, so for the most part, I didn't watch anything on Destiny. I didn't even know if I was going to buy the game until the game was just about to release or just did release, and then I was watching gameplay and I'm like, I could play that. I didn't even play beta. So, but anyways, everybody who was watching that probably was super disappointed, and the reason why, you've got people like who does the voice for the hunter? It's somebody really big.
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion did the voice for the hunter. The hunter.
Kaid 6 or something.
So many people like that that were involved with the project and had no part in the game. And from what speculation is for this expansion, all these people are going to get cutscenes. They're going to get more involved in the game. So, like, you'll see there's a cutscene in the new Taken trailer where you see the shipwright lady talking to somebody else. I want to say the hunter.
Yep.
Yep, talking to Nathan Fillion's character. So you're going to see a lot more interaction, a lot more story in it now. So all these people that are bitching, like Randy and Tom, that were just kind of disengaged with it. I had a great time because all I did was PvP. But all these people that want a story, I think, are going to get a lot more involved, especially if they start over now. For me, I'm really excited because I'm getting, 8 new maps for PvP. And since I'm on PlayStation, I get an extra one because I've already traded teams and I'm not coming back. But anyways, so there's that. Really excited about that. The guns I find really exciting. Steve, do you want to talk about them? Because I've been talking a shitload. Do you know much about it?
Yeah, so there's a brand new Yallarhorn, which is like the ultimate exotic, which was totally purely RNG based. You had to get it from a raid or somewhere where an exotic would drop. They've changed that to the gunsmith now gives you a quest to go find these 50 items out and about in the Destiny world, which are relics of the Golden Age. Once you have these 50 items, he'll make the gun for you. It's a rail gun. The gunsmith now has reputation, where you can say, "Cool, I want to try your auto rifles or whatever," and you build reputation with him, and then he'll say you'll get a special. I can't remember what the term is, but he basically builds one for you to go test out in the field, and you complete challenges and things like that with that auto rifle, and you build reputation with him, and then you can buy exclusive guns and things like that. Some other things that they changed is before, to rank up factions, there's 3 factions: New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, and Future War Cult. You had to wear a special shader or emblem or something like that, and that's not the case anymore. Now you pledge as a character. You say, "Cool, I'm just dedicated to this faction." You can wear whatever you want and look however you want. Game Informer just did a thing where they basically they got a play, and they said in the first 5 minutes they got a green weapon that was more powerful than their year 1 weapons.
Oh fuck!
So it's a totally brand new game. It seems very much like an expansion,
right?
Like a brand new game rather than an add-on.
Sadly,
I want to get it.
You should on Xbox.
I was going to say that's really normal for MMOs, guys.
Sure.
I mean, the reality, World of Warcraft, dude, like you'd have epics from the previous expansion. You'd be replacing them with blues and greens like 4 or 5 levels later, you know.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think it's great. I love my Fatebringer, right? It's my hand cannon. I've been killing stuff with it the entire game, but I'm excited to get the new Fatebringer, something new, something different.
Sadly, what I'm sad about though is if the vault space isn't increased enough, you're gonna have to start deleting all your old shit.
Why would you want to keep the underpowered stuff?
Well, for
nostalgia.
Maybe
I was just thinking
why wouldn't I like my old rocket launcher that I killed lots of people with?
Because you have a white one that's twice as good.
Anyways.
And that's the thing. You got to be willing to go to yourself and accepting that there's going to be new and better stuff.
So
sorry, I was going to say. You asked that question like in World of Warcraft. I have a character with Thor at all on it. You know what I mean? The Star's Fury hasn't been used since the second expansion, but it's something you hang on because it's a legendary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not going to get rid of Hand of Rag. You're not going to get rid of that shit.
Nah, dude. Those are items. Those are like pieces of time. It's almost like a time capsule for the game.
Vault space isn't an issue in World of Warcraft. Where Destiny limits players on how much stuff they can keep. But I'm excited.
Make an alt, send it to them.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't think about that. You could just make an alt to send it to all your gear to it. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it'd be your pack ore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Destiny has a limit of 3 characters, 1 of each subclass, 1 of each race. There's a lot of negatives to Destiny being based on a console.
Hashtag Destiny problems. So, one thing, Steve, I was going to say there's a lot of talk of this. A lot of people saying, sadly, that Destiny that we've been playing for the last year is kind of like Destiny Alpha, and this is the actual game. Because I think this was more along the lines of what they actually envisioned, and didn't really get to put it out in the time frame. So I'm kind of curious. I really like Bungie as a company. As much as I've heard so many people give them so much shit, at least they give a damn. And there's not very many companies that I would actually say listen to the group of people that are playing their game, actually continue to put out good content. They don't exist. Like, you've got a few, you got a handful. I can name a few. We've already named them before, but my point is I feel like they actually give a shit. One thing, Steve, that you didn't mention with the guns that I heard. So there's factions with the guns. Like basically, you're gonna have different manufacturers for the gun. So like one of them, I was trying to remember like what the name of it was, like not Kyoto, but like something like that, like Kyoto.
Amonlon, Suros, and the K1.
Yeah, some shit like that. So anyways, one of them is very much like based on old technology, like military technology that we've had that's been like proven, and you'll have bullets and it'll function like a gun like that would. And it's really just the way they were talking about it, I was getting like a gun hard on, because they're talking like, you know, the gun is going to perform, and it's going to, you know, it's one of those tried and tested things, like you'll throw it in the sand and it'll, you know, and all this shit, and like the gun is an extension of your arm. I'm like, fuck yes, I want to kill everyone.
Well, here's the thing, right? We, just like you said a minute ago, there was this hype before Destiny 2 of all these promises and how great things were going to be. And we were almost there, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know,
why you got to bring me down, Steve? I'm really excited about these guns.
We need to be realists, man.
The guns! I want the guns!
It might not be as great as we want.
All I'm hearing is like Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
Yeah. And the guns! And the guns!
But as a quick mention...
there's a chopper!
Yes, a quick mention to the chopper. So Destiny 2 comes out on September 15th. September 18th to the 19th, we are doing a 24-hour marathon raising money for the Lupus Foundation. And I and my wife and probably Mandy are going to be playing Destiny for a good portion of that time on the Xbox. If you want to play with us, experience the new content with us, play some PvP.
I'll be playing it on PlayStation because I'm a trader.
Yeah, you're not a trader. You want more content for a game you really like, and you get that on PlayStation.
That's a fail.
So, apparently Mandy and my wife will be playing Lego Jurassic Park.
Possibly.
So I will be playing.
Nice.
I will be playing
I want to play that.
Destiny: The Taken King.
Andysaurus Rex. What?
Do I think it's worth $40? I don't know yet.
Oh, the DLC is $40.
The expansion is $40.
No, Mandy, you already sold your Destiny.
Whole new game.
Hold on, yeah, you're getting. Just go buy. Okay,
right.
So this is what I'm gonna do for my PlayStation. Okay, I somehow got
subscription. I don't want to hear it.
Anyways, yeah, you're right. So anyways, you don't have a copy of Destiny right now. Okay, for $60, you get everything.
Oh, okay.
So just go buy it. Go buy the new expansion for the Taken King, or go buy Destiny: The Taken King Legendary Edition or whatever it is, and you get everything with it.
You get
all you can buy it digitally like that right now if you want.
The two original expansions plus this expansion, or on top of that, you can pay $20 and get the new emotes, the new dance emotes.
The what?
Dance emotes. So remember in Destiny, you press left or right on the D-pad, you get certain emotes, pointing, waving.
Yeah.
So they announced that if you purchased the collector's edition, you got these new emotes exclusively. That was the only way to get them, was to buy the $80 version of the game, and people on the internet freaked out. And so they said, "All right,
I need to be able to dance, damn it!"
They said, "I've been playing the game for 1,000 hours, and you're not going to give me these dance emotes unless I rebuy everything." And they're like, "You're right. $20 and you can have the emotes that don't affect the game at all." So, if you want new dance emotes, it's $20.
Oh my gosh.
And people like their dance emotes.
Yeah, I think one is going to be a golf clap, like a really slow clap.
Oh god.
Which I really want. Like, I want something like jump off an edge and for me to just like golf clap.
Oh god, I want that too.
Right? Is that worth $20? So anyway,
yes,
I'm excited.
I totally agree, Cassie.
I thoroughly enjoy this game. It's been very entertaining. It's going to get some more of my money. You come watch it on September 18th and you tell me if you think it was a good purchase.
Guys, I really want to talk about the sequel stuff, but I think we've been running for about 40 minutes right now.
Yeah.
So we could can it and talk about it next time.
So next time, we're going to talk about our favorite sequels and expansions.
One word,
so
Bioshock.
Bioshock? Yeah. Did you even play the original?
Yeah.
I thought you played Bioshock 2 first or something.
I did. That's why. Tune in next week, and you'll hear what I have to say about it.
Next time on Entertainment is Dead. I can't do a good Dragon Ball Z voice.
All right, so you can follow us at EID Podcast on Twitter. You can follow me at Chuck Sweat on Twitter.
Mine's
at
different.
Vancination, at Steve Gives, and I don't know what Mandy's is now.
Mine is now Mandysaurus Rex with an underscore at the end because some other fool on Twitter stole Mandysaurus Rex, so I had to be lame. I know. And I just changed that as my name on Xbox now too. So
please, if you want to participate or contribute to the Lupus Fund, let us know. We'll have some links up soon, probably within the week. Hopefully on our YouTube page. Let us know if you want to contribute at all. If you have an idea, love to hear it. Yeah, you can follow us on Facebook, also Instagram. We got a really good Instagram. Steve did a great job with all the shots. If you want to see him from the Gamecon. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. We like you. We want to give you a hug.
We have strong feelings about you. Wouldn't say love, but we feel strongly about each other.
Side hugs. All side hugs for me.
I'd throw you a life
Christian
vest.
side hugs. Give me that Christian side hug.
Bro hug.
That Christian side
I would throw you a life vest. I'm so caring.
Don't die.
Most people, I'd put my foot on and just push them under.